Hi there, Pastor Scott here, and welcome to this week's Sunday preview for May 30th. Have you ever had the experience where you go to the grocery store and at just that moment you run into one of your dear friends who you haven't seen for a long time? Or maybe it crosses your mind to call that person, and then when you call, you find that they were thinking about calling you also. Or to offer yet another example, maybe you turn on the radio and it's just the song that you needed to hear at that moment. Are these coincidences? Could it be the hand of God's providence at work in our world? We'll be exploring these questions and connecting them to the book of Esther this week. And the book of Esther is such a unique text. God is never explicitly mentioned in the text, but yet we see seeming coincidences, or perhaps providence, happening all throughout the narrative. And we, the reader, are invited to wonder, could it be that God's hand was at work in that moment to bring about ultimately the redemption of God's people from the threat of destruction while in diaspora, or I should say in exile, while living in the kingdom of Persia? Well, then, after we extract certain lessons from this text, reflect on the life of Sojourner Truth. She was the equivalent of Dr. King in the 19th century. Providence is seen all throughout her life when we reflect on how she was placed into just the right moments in human history to bring about the more clear recognition of God's grace at work through the movements of abolitionists and the women's suffrage movement. I hope that you and your family can join us for this Sunday. God bless, and have a nice rest of your Friday.